and a survey. So all about and focusing on the antibiotics themselves, not the bacteria, but on the antibiotics. So we read about antibiotics. That was your homework. Okay. We asked the community what they are doing with antibiotics, and then we compare that to the CDC regulations. Okay, and then we get to the conclusion that there's a problem here, and we're trying to figure out how to solve it. Okay, so can I switch here? Can I? All right, so in the middle column, what do we learn? What did we learn? How do antibiotics work? How do antibiotics work? All kinds of ideas here. And I want to get it from where? Popular here today. Okay, so Omer, how do antibiotics work? What do they do? They help kill bacteria, exactly. Okay. All antibiotics, they're anti against biotics, something alive. So they are antibiotics. Good. Eric, anything particular that you remember that they can do to kill bacteria?
They can, I'm trying to find the right word, but they attack the bacteria. They can make them weaker and stop them from, I want to say reproducing, that's not the right word, but...
Yes, it is the right word, of course, of course. Okay, so they prevent them from reproducing. They stop functions in the bacteria cell. Any particular function that you remember? Mm-hmm.
They can stop bacteria from copying their DNA.
From copying the DNA. Can't do that. Can't like that. Okay? Great. Anything else? So they can stop DNA replication. What can they stop? Stop beside that. Yeah.
The proteins.
And making proteins. You're going to see these are two functions that are actually related to each other. We didn't talk about that yet. So they're not allowing them to make their own proteins. They're not allowing them to make DNA. And something that a little more casual, what else are they not allowing them to make? Their cell wall. Okay? So they cannot make cell wall, and you saw in the video what happened to them as a result. Pop. Okay, so they lose that protection from holding the pressure of the water, and they pop. Okay, so these are different ways that antibiotics work. So you can write it in what we learned. We learned that antibiotics, I don't want to write it for you, it will take you time to read my handwriting, what's the point? So we learned that antibiotics kill bacteria in different ways. And we're asking, what about the CDC or how we use them? What did we learn? Annette? What did we learn?
That we learn how to like take them properly.
Yeah, we know how properly. I'll give you one idea, like from today even.
You have to do the ones that prescribe to you.
Right, so we learned that it's important to finish prescription. Thank you, Annette. And another thing that is important, what did we learn about saving them? Not saving. Well, if we finish the prescription, obviously, we didn't save them. But let's say we forgot, or sometimes it happens that the doctor tells us, or the dentist tells us, here's antibiotics, but you know what, I am not sure you need it. Let me know, I just want to save you the visit to me, but here we have some leftovers. It could be, okay, it could be. And then you end up not using it, throw it away. Okay, so don't save them, and we learned that we are not doing it, right? So A, we learned that antibiotics kill bacteria. B, we learned some requirements from the professionals what to do. And C, we're not following this as a community. You and me. How is that relevant to Abby? If you had a chance to go back to the model and revise it, what does that add to our understanding what happened in her case? What factor are we going to use here? How antibiotics work. We have what is required and that people are not using it correctly. So what can we put here in the story? Can you talk to each other for a moment?
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's a tough one. Do we understand the question? The third column. Do you understand the question? Right here. Where are we here? Okay, so we are in lesson 4. Okay? Lesson 4, we just listed what we learned from looking at antibiotics. Please talk to each other. How is that relevant to Addie? And if you have any other questions, let me know. Okay, we have lesson 4? Yeah, so we were trying to catch up. That box is not empty. Okay, so how is that relevant? How did she get so sick? How did antibiotic resistance happen? What does that help us understand? And then we're going to get to our new lesson. How did it happen? What are we learning now that might fit into the story?
Antibiotics correctly. We keep laughing at it. She didn't take this.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You go on your own group. You just look
It's
at
not. So that's an example of the first drug that was given in homework. About pain, it's about anti-inflammatory. So it stops inflammation?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of
Learn
those.
so much about it.
Non-steroids.
One time.
No, but you're always saying that.
So it doesn't do anything to the bacteria, it just helps the body.
But I listen. I'm not failing this.
Yeah. Some other, I mean, I don't like to solve fever, but it's one of those. Okay, so how's what we're doing right now helping understand Ed?
Well, basically, we already noticed too that about antibiotics.
She took antibiotics, so what can we draw on now that we know a little bit more?
Some of the antibiotics just came off.
We can show the killing, and we know how they kill, so maybe we can be a little more specific. How? Right? Popping. Okay, did you figure out what we can use here in the model? Where did those antibiotic resistant bacteria come from?
The machine.
So the machine, the hospital, and we have MRSA.
Wait. Can they like, if you're like, the hospital gave her this antibiotic, and they're like, I'm seeing.
I what?
I'm a seeing.
Can
Can like you, never mind. It's not like an important word. It's like, can you get
any questions important?
like, can you get the hospital in trouble? They gave her the antibiotic.
Well, I'm sure there's a rating out there. If there are reoccurring evidence, I mean, of cases of antibiotic resistant or additional secondary infections, probably they will be dinged and they will have to inspect and clean and all that. There has to be. But we do accept that there's some degree of that happening in the hospital. Even if they are very, very good. Yeah.
There's no way of making sure there's no bacteria in
We have a question.
Okay. So we are trying to build a story to understand really, really what happened there. Right? Do we get any hint now from what we just said? Do we get any hint of why she got antibiotic resistant or how it happened? Is there a new question that you think, or something in the direction that we are now can take that we couldn't do before in our explanation? Did anybody in their poster draw how the antibiotics work? No, can you do it now? Yeah, definitely can be a little more detail on how antibiotics work. Can you write that down? I can draw them popping. Before it was, we could cartoon it, you can continue to do that with cartoons. But you can be more specific here. They are popping the bacteria. Okay. Where did she get that MRSA?
Oh my god.
Where did she get that MRSA from? It got to her lung. Where did it start in the story so far? Chanel? Where did the antibiotic resistance, the first round of antibiotic resistant bacteria, where did it come from? How does the story begin? She got a scrape on the knee, okay. Do you think that scrape, scrape in the knee got the antibiotic resistant into her? Or it developed inside her body? So we have two options, right? Are we dismissing it came from outside? What are we just learning right now? These are the regulations from CDC, and we are not following it. So what does that support? Developed in her or from the community? Maybe it came from the community. Okay? And And why would it be in a community? Because people messed up. So it could be that the story actually does not begin with Addie, it begins before she came to the playground. That something happened, she's a result of something that happened that she has no idea of, strangers that were misusing antibiotics. Okay? So that adds some ideas. I'm not saying we don't have proof for that, but it is possible. Okay? So in the right side, maybe as a question, maybe it's not starting from her. Maybe the story does not start from scraping the knee. Maybe it starts before her. Okay? So now we're getting back to people don't know why we need to finish the medicine. Let's do some math and prove right. Okay? So you have a packet here. Let me finish. But meantime, let's see we have a packet that is not stapled. I'm sorry, the stapler was blank. I mean, it was not working. But you can staple it later or leave it like that and staple it at home. It's not a problem. You're going to start today and finish tomorrow. So every person has to have a packet that has 4 pages. 2 double-sided papers. These are extras?
You got that right? You're in the BDF.
Yeah, it's 2 to staple later on. Okay?
Hey, Andres. Is this a smile? Friends of it?
Let me see. Do it. Do it. All the other looks like it's inside.
Okay.
I didn't know.
So this is page 1.
When you bought it?
Write your name, don't forget, write your name. And everything, maybe because it's not stable, it will be safer to put your name up here. And have a calculator. Phones, I accept as calculators here. Simple calculator is fine. Everybody ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Right here, we're trying to figure out, question number 1. That's not a good definition for text. Okay, how many doses does it take to kill off everything, all the bacteria? Well, we start with 1 million bacteria. Okay, and we are calculating how many doses. Okay, this is giving us 9 doses. How many doses do we need to take to kill off all of them? Okay. And we're starting with how many? 1 million. Now, assuming now we are given some data here, this antibiotic, whatever it is, 90% of the bacteria is killed off within an hour. Okay? I'll start the calculation here just to show you the technique, and then you can continue along for a few minutes, and then we'll see what we got. So what are we asking? What are we asking here?
The number of bacteria.
How many doses, how many times to take the medicine are needed in order to kill off 1 million bacteria? And you are still doing as it. Oh, when you are available after work is complete. So. Right. So if we are 90%, if the bacteria, the antibiotic works 90% each time, how many are killed? 900,000. Okay? How many do we have left?
100,000.
100. Okay. So after 1 hour pass, we write down 100,000. We just copy it from here to here, each time.
Oh, okay, I get it.
That's what we're doing. Raise your hand if you need help with this, or you need time to think about it. Raise your hand if I can quiz you right now on it.
No.
Okay. Do you want to scare you? It's okay. Oh, yeah. We do want to have a quiz on Thursday. Okay? We build up so much knowledge, we have to make sure, before we get to a complex lab, we need to know what we're doing. Don't worry, it's not going to be difficult. We're going to have a game before that. It's all going to be good. But I had to say it. Okay. What is it, what am I writing here?
90,000.
99,000,
1,000.
and then here,
Oh, right there is 10,000.
10,000, and I stop here to let you finish the whole thing. And you're gonna tell me how many doses of antibiotics are needed to get less than one bacteria. Yes.
7.
Right, so we have one left, then you just cut. Yeah. As soon as you get less than one, you know how many doses. When you are done, go ahead and plan your graph.
7.
Okay?
7.
Oh, no, he started on that side.
Am I right? I did 7.
Oh.
Now you do your graph.
Yeah, so what is it?
Does those go to the bottom?
Calculations, you're gonna actually get non-number at the end.